Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening around the world. This is your host. My name is Waray-Waray OFW Talk Show in this channel. And yeah, we are here. Very exciting topic to be discussed. And you have to listen because we have our special guests in the backstage. So gagawin po natin itong parang podcast. Marami tayong matututunan dito sa ating mga panauhin at sila po ay napaka-special kasi sila po ay nasa ibang bansa din. At on the spot po ito. Ayun guys, so ang ating special guest ay medyo hindi pa nag-abiso kung makakarating siya. Pero while we are waiting for our special guests, we will be accommodating some special people, special YouTubers, and they are very informative persons. Let's call on our first special guest. Is now in the house. She's very multi-talented person, very smart. He traveled around the world for almost 29 countries. Alam niyo na yan, guys? I-welcome na po natin ang ating isa sa mga co-host. Walang iba kundi si Miss Irene is in the house.
Grabing ano. Grabe naman yung introduction.
Shortcut introduction. So next, special guest that we are going to invite to join us here in the StreamYard. He is a very smart person also. Parang ano to sobra pa sa, kumbaga ang talent nito ay sobra-sobra. kakaiba ang kanyang mga kaalaman at nag-iisa lang talaga. At hinangaan natin to ng matagal na panahon and he's been my source of my strength whenever I am down, whenever I am down when it comes to emotion. He's always there to lift me up para ayan po bumalik ang ating sigla at ituloy ang buhay kahit mahirap, maraming pagsubok. Multi-talented, an actor, an artist, and our advisor. Ang kaibigan ng lahat at ang sandalan ng lahat when it comes to advising, when we are in the lowest point of our life. Siya po ang pinaka-the best advisor na ating nakilala. None other than si Sir Julius Maristela is in the house. Sir, hi.
Hello, everybody. Ano tayo ngayon? This is an ambush.
Solo natin si Sir Julius sa baba. Ayan. Kami ni Miss Irene ang magtatabi. Well.
Yes. How's everyone? I understand that our main guest will be late. So, para walang boring moment. So I thought like I'm going to join in para kumusta ko na rin kayo dyan dahil matagal yun akong hindi nakikita sa reels lang, di ba? So, how's everyone? Thank you so much sa kapatid Ran and of course Miss Irene. It's nice to be back and I hope we can have like a pep talk and whatever we can discuss.
Anything under the sun.
Anything under the sun. Exactly. So welcome to our viewers. Welcome here to the show. And I would like to shout out Tess Roncales. At ayan po, kilala yan ni Sir Julius si Tess. At kilala din ni Tess si Sir Julius kasi nanonood ito sir sa Let's Talk Mo 101. He is from Oman. She is from Oman, si Tess Roncales. And she is my schoolmate during way back high school. Ayan.
Good.
So Miss Irene, do you have something to say to say hi to our viewers?
Yes. I just want to shout out to your viewers, especially for Avril and Jesse and Dahlia, and to everyone actually that comes to my stream. Also, I really thank you guys for coming. We had a really good fun this morning. I streamed this morning, and they were there, and we had a interesting conversation. So I'm glad also to be able to come here and I'm actually excited for the topic that we will talk about because we don't really talk about this back in Philippines now. So this is kind of maybe something that they will learn from, right, Sir Julius?
Yes.
It's your idea to talk about.
I would like to bring up a very interesting issue and it's happening now, especially in the US. Of course, part of Europe. Yes, but the issue is all over the world that I think we need to introduce. Of course, everyone has their opinion and respective opinion that we have um to hear.
There's.
And
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's very timely as well. I thought of
Mhm.
uh, making it as a topic on my Let's Talk, but again, I'm not ready yet for my Let's Talk show because I'm really
Mhm.
busy at the moment, and it happened. I'm available today, and the topic that I would like to raise for to our viewers is the pronoun. As we all know, pronoun is being used in our classroom, and to describe a sex identity, whether male or female, her, he or she. But this time, it becoming intriguingly discussed and the U.S. And I have been watching a lot of debates concerning this, and I would like to get your opinion on this. If it is really proper to use this, or it just confuses, created more confusion on in the world, and of course the people with their preferred genders. And again, um, we are just trying to extract the opinion that we can share in this topic. Now,
Yeah.
Kapatiran, I don't know if you heard about this already, and in the US, that if you're not, I'm going to give you.
I'm
Uh,
not. I think I don't have any idea.
okay, and what about you, Miss Irene? Have you heard this issue?
Yes, yes. Actually, this has been going on for quite some time. It caused a lot of chaos. It caused a lot of hate and confusion to people. Right? It's not just the U.S. Canada also have the same problem, and even in school they have to teach children how to use the pronouns properly. But it's really confusing, really.
Exactly. And again, as I've said, we are
Mhm.
entitled to our opinion, not to respect, not to disrespect, but
Yeah.
to get the views of everyone. Because
Mhm.
the way I see it, Miss Irene and
Mhm.
Katigran,
Yeah.
um, people created it. It is not just about um, the way we learn uh, from the biology, or from science. It is already created by our friends that preferred has their own preferred genders. So what is your opinion about this? Do you have such opinion, strong opinion, or whatever opinion that you can share, Miss Irene? And then let's start
Yeah. I
the
just go with
ex-
Mhm.
the
Well,
opinion later of Miss Irene.
mhm. For me, now personally, it doesn't really affect me that much, honestly. If people wants to be called that way, I have no problem. They want to be called they, I have no problem. But when you come to me and you said, "Hey Irene, my name is Juan, but I want you to call me they," I said, "Okay, I'll remember that. I'll respect you. I will call you they." But if I come to, let's say, Shirley, and Shirley wants me to call her he, but I don't know that because physically Shirley looks like a she, right?
yeah,
So I would say, "Oh, she is nice," but then Shirley suddenly become offended because I called her she, when in
She.
fact it's not
Mhm.
written anywhere in her body that she doesn't have an ID that she is called a he, and then I offended her, then there is a big problem in this situation because I would not know you're a he without you telling me you are a he or insisting you're a he. So how about we try to simplicate it, and okay, you kind of look like a she. Let me call you first a she, and then if you correct me that you're a he, I will try my best to remember and call you a he. So
But
that's
Miss
just.
Irene, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
But her name is Shirley herself. So why don't you be
Yes.
confused about the he and the she?
No. So it's hers. She identified herself. So she
As
was
a
born
he.
a Shirley. She was born a
Ah.
Shirley, right? So she was born a girl. But then she's an adult. She identify herself as a he, but she doesn't want to
Uh-huh.
change her name Shirley to a manly
Name.
name. Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's no signs at all that I can call her a he.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to simplify it in
Mhm.
order for Kapatid
mhm,
Brand understand
Yeah.
and our guest as well. Okay, at the moment,
Mhm.
because of the LGBTQ plus XYZ,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
we brought
Yes.
up now that equality, respect, and everything. Of course, it is
Mm-hmm.
disrespected. But I think as it goes, people started to identify themselves according to their feelings as they transitioned, and they it becoming extreme because before, for example, I'm going to make as an example a biological male that became identified as gay and later identified as trans or and then now wants to identify as a woman
Mm-hmm.
and then they and want to be addressed according to what they want to be addressed like doesn't want to be addressed as that particular thing because it offends them. Because all these human rights that's understandable that we have to respect the gender, the equality, and but it is not about. Of course, we do, but according to Irene, when someone approach you and say, "I'm sorry, I don't, um, I don't want you to call a he, me a he because I'm identified now as a woman, and you want to start calling me a she," and these things because there's a lot of arguments that are putting it in the law because, as we said, it becoming extremes that some educational institution schools are putting it on their curriculum out of respect because they think
exactly.
because of inclusivity that they want children to be identified to ask their gender at a very young age and um, what can you say about this because of course it as I've said as a children, as young as 8 years old, during their before adolescence, are do you think they have the right to choose their genders or their pronoun?
Is it me you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so personally, this is, guys, disclaimer. This is just my point of view. Okay? This has nothing to do with because I'm not a parent myself, but I was a child once.
I have a
So
doorbell. Just continue.
yeah, yes, okay.
Yes.
But first, shout out to Risa Salcedo. That's a good friend of mine. I asked her to come
Hello.
to join us. Anyways,
Very
so
sweet.
I do not have a child myself, but one day, if I have a child of my own, um, at that age, at 8 years old, if biologically that kid is born a male,
Mhm.
he is a he. I'm not
Yeah.
telling that boy like, oh, you can choose to be called whatever you want, darling, go ahead. And no, I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that because I believe it's my responsibility to guide that kid
Exactly. As a parent.
into a right path. But at the age of 18, 16, when he feel like he's not into,
Yeah.
he was born
When
in the
they are
wrong
really
body.
in proper adulthood. Yeah.
Exactly. When he turned 18 or even younger than that, like, but not at 8 years old, it turned 16. It's like, Mom, I'm gay. I
Hmm.
want to be called a she. Then I will respect you because I know that you can now handle yourself. But at 8 years old, you don't even know how to change your own or to do your own laundry. So why would you think about like deciding to be a female now?
Exactly. I think now as a part of as a parent and now that even the parents has no right that on some school institution that their parent has no right to to give them that kind of supervision and the schools are imposing that when they go home need to be respected if they realize that they want to be a girl or kind of thing. And I think the transitioning is, of course, that is a part of it, but by imposing and making it a law in the school, and then one parent said that you are imposing this kind of situation, but you cannot even put religion on the school because it's against like other religion as well, blah blah blah. And
Exactly.
but this kind of situation, it confuses. I mean, after the after a long time, and now we are on the 23rd century, and because of this modernization and uh, human rights respect, I think it becoming too much, that
Mm-hmm.
because even on sports, which have you seen this, even in sports, that the non-biological women that preferred realize that she wants to be a woman, run and compete in swimming.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen about this, Leah
What I
Thomas?
have seen is the one that is a trans that joined the Miss Universe. So it's in
Well,
the different.
it is a different category because
Yeah.
now, as a competition in sports, you need a stamina, you need
Mm-hmm.
strength, you need power, you
Yeah.
need energy,
Exactly.
things. And if you were born biologically man and just realize after, and you want to compete as a woman, and then you dress like a woman afterwards, of course you're going to win. I mean, can you imagine? Like in
It's just naturally you are born with that extra strength and agility
exactly.
than a woman. So you already
It
have
is,
a
yeah,
boost, a good start.
okay. Do you find it unfair to women?
Yes, I do.
Yes, because for me as well, I'm not against transitioning people, but
Mm-hmm.
this, there's always a competition. And for example, if it is a male competition, and then it will be a female, and then maybe if it is other on trans, because if we're going to reverse this, the issue, like a transitioning of male to a female, claiming to be now that uh, she is now a woman and running for competing with woman sports. What about the man, the female transitioning to be a male? Do you think he could suit to compete with male? It's the same thing, isn't it? It's the same thing at
It's
all.
the same thing with this, the feminism thing. I mean, I respect all the women, yes, but then we want that power. Who it's all about who wants to be in top. I mean, who wants to
Yes.
be on top, and then they want to. Okay, now the woman have to lead, and then the man have to stay at home, and then after some time, the man wants to be in lead, and then the woman have to stay at home. So it just never ends. Yeah.
Yeah, I think way back to medieval era when women is not entitled to vote, and
Mhm. Mhm.
because this is the thing, and then here goes equality, that they are
Exactly.
saying that
But do
equal.
you believe in equality? Is it happening?
Uh, well, the thing is, I think equality is already overrated in a way,
Exactly.
because the feminists will say, I don't need a man. Do you think you don't need a man? And
Y-
well, maybe they said, okay, there is this person, and said, because they think that they are equal and they don't need a man in their life, and their lives. Do you think, is it real a real thing, or it is just a personal BS opinion that women doesn't need a man?
Now we need a man, honestly. Let's be honest here. Okay? Because I don't know why. The same person that would say, I want to be equal. Let's say, example, a relationship is the same person. I want to be equal, right? So if you want to be equal in the relationship, both of you put 50-50. money
Mhm.
and work, same. But why is it when you get to the home, the woman still get almost 95% of all the money income of that the couple, and then the man is still expected to work more, or the
Well,
other way around. So there's
yeah,
no
and
equal.
the same thing, and the same thing that I mean, women wants to be in power, but when they are in power, they become entitled and say they don't need a man.
Mm-hmm.
And there is this funny rebuttal that a host said, well, if you don't need a man, who will be building your home? Who will be doing your electricity? Who will be doing your plumbing and everything? Maybe they think they don't need a man on sexual basis only, but
Exactly.
that is why some people, when they are making that kind of opinion, it is just that shallow. It is only on the
It's just a good excuse for something.
yes. And so basically, I think I'm not trying depending on men, but it is on realization, on the reality that
Mm-hmm.
say that women doesn't need a man because they are a feminist and they want to be in power on equality, because basically women needs men, and
Or
and it just
we just need partners.
yeah,
We need
well,
partner.
mm, so and this is the thing now that because for example, if for someone approached me and say that I'm sorry, that is not my pronoun, and you know first I have no obligation to I mean, like, excuse me, you have no right. If you want to respect yourself, you have respect me as well. You have no right to command me and give me this instruction to call you this, because basically on to be safe, I can call your name, like for example, instead of using pronoun, we can always address these people by their name,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
um, Risa
I think that's
Salcedo
the
said
simplest.
there's always misconception about being a woman and versus being a
Versus
wife.
being a wife.
Yes, of course, because we are talking about here the
Mhm.
man and a woman, or a girl or a boy, or
Mhm.
a
I don't
male
think I
or
could concentrate. I have a lot of guests. Miss Risa, come up,
Not
please.
a problem, Waray Waray.
Mm.
I think we're doing
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
yes,
thank you so much. That's why I
yeah,
invited you, Miss Irene, because I know that I will be on call always, as always. But it
It's
was
not
a
a
very nice
problem.
topic. I was been listening through my phone in the downstairs while serving the
yeah.
chips and the beer.
And now because of that, because of this pronoun issue, people
Are being
deliberately,
divided.
yeah, and
Mhm.
people, yeah, it it confuses the people on the
Mhm.
LGBTQ plus, because some of them are, they they've been interviewed as well, and they found it ridiculous also,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, they found it ridiculous that it's just like involving them, disrespecting them in on a proper way, that they don't want to get involved, but because they belong to this community and they were drugged, like for instance, the the Kardashians, the
Uh-huh.
previous husband of what is the name? I forgot. That transition to be when
Oh, the football player?
the Olympiad champion,
The father, yeah.
yeah, the father, and then realizing that he is a woman, and
Uh-huh.
then transitioning to be a woman at all, to the point of
Caitlyn Jenner.
yeah, Caitlyn Jenner. But that's the
Yeah.
woman's name. But
Yeah.
the thing is, he did it. Maybe he's really sincere about it, and then he was disrespected about his transitioning. But when you transition by yourself, as yourself, then well, hurrah, but that doesn't mean that
Congratulations.
to involve the world and convince uh, children as young as 8 years old and school and promote this gender equality or whatever preferences they uh, want to do is is good enough. And this is another one that I don't know. There is a person named Dylan. Dylan, have you heard about it? Dylan Mulvaney, and which is also very common, popular now in America. That what he's an actor. He's an actor, and one day um, he decided he decided to become a woman or even a girl. You know, and of course, because it is a mockery of a true people that are transitioning, because we respect that, we
Yes.
we accept, we accept that people are transitioning
So
depending
what you're
on.
trying to say is that people that are clout chaser or just following the trend?
I think what he's doing, because he started to get a follower on this one, that he's uh, wearing a costume. It's just like a cosplay, that he wear a costume like a girl, and she transitioned. I think she's already in her 30s when she decided it, and
Mm-hmm.
then so she document like a day one of transitioning, day two of transitioning, and then I think reaches a
Mm-hmm.
365. Hello, Chef Leon, and this kind of uh, things, and because of this inclusivity that the people would like to acknowledge, um, this Dylan got an attention from Nike and from the famous beer
Yeah.
in in the Philippines that started to endorse it. But again, some women were feel insulted because I mean, even trans woman that has been, she's not even a trans woman. She's
No,
just like
no. Just the
someone.
journey. The journey.
Yeah, because the transition is not even a transition. She just one day decided that she want to be a girl. And then, do you think?
So how about this? Sorry, I'm sorry, sir, but I just want to, because this is related to what you're talking about. What Risa just said. Did anyone hear about mouthwash that he stands that transgender are taking over the rights of women?
Okay, say it again. Is that a question?
Yeah, yeah. Like, what's your thought about it? Like, he says that the
Yes.
transgender are now
Okay.
taking over the rights of women.
Yes. Matt Walsh. Yes. He stands that transgender are talking of taking over the rights of women. Not sure what's your thought of that. Well, I do agree with Matt Walsh actually, because women are women, and Matt Walsh are only promoting the truth. Biologically, there's only two. It's only male and female, and man and woman, basically. If, for example, you are biologically born as male, and you realize that you are a woman, it's a feeling. Scientifically, it's not about your genes. It's not about your structure. It is not about what's inside of your anatomy. It is just you feel it. That is why it is very dangerous for children that are very young, because they change their feelings one day. And again, we don't discriminate here. This is a discussion because we respect people that, we have friends and the families that they felt they are a boy or they're tomboys, but actually they just like to play the boys things,
Exactly.
but they don't actually have that kind of man feeling liking a girl,
Yeah, there's no
because
attraction towards.
there's no attraction. So
Mhm.
that is why they call them tomboys. But it is not.
Exactly.
Yeah, and in Philippines, when we use the term, that's categorically used as a woman.
The interrogative. what you call it. It's
Yes.
like an insult.
And no, as a specific category
Mm-hmm.
for a woman transitioning as a man, especially if they started to dress like cherries, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Yes,
And
I get.
yeah, exactly. And then, so basically, when I'm going to give us an example, the our vice president, Sara Duterte,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because she once talked and discussed this thing that she grew up with her big brothers, and she applied to she played, she loved to play balls and things, and all these boys things and everything, but she is not attracted to women. And so there was a question that she raised, like, is my what do you call me,
And she cut her hair also. She is like she had the bald hair before.
Yes, yeah,
That
one
raises
time.
more questions.
Exactly. Yeah, but again, on the transitioning period, it's understandable. But why can't you just put yourself in your chosen gender? Because that is already your rights. That is your rights. But
Mm-hmm.
trying to, as Miss Salcedo said, trying to put yourself and claim yourself as a woman when you are not a woman. Do you think they have the right to say that, or it is totally insane
Yes.
thing?
um. Well, I I have a lot of friends that the gays and which I told you at the beginning. I have
Mhm.
no problem at all if that's what they decided, that's what they want. It's what their heart desires. They want to be they're they want to be girl. That's okay. I think what I believe here, Sir Julius, is that as long as they're not hurting people, they are not convincing other people to do the same, to take the path that they're taking. They are not discriminating other people that are not doing what they're doing. So if other people may want to experiment, okay, maybe they have lost touch into, I will put faith here, and the church, or I'm sorry, but I'm not really, I'm not getting into the religious thing, honestly.
Yeah.
If they decided that they are gay, bi, or whatever they want to be, I have no problem with it, as long as they're not hurting anyone. It's the right to do so, really.
Yes.
But just
Absolutely.
don't, it's just, if you can avoid getting into the educational system, because
Yes. Yes.
I have a talk about this. There's a Filipina that came here, visited. She's pregnant. I asked her, she lives in Canada. I asked her, where are you
That's
going to raise your kid for, like, and she said Philippines. And I was surprised. I was like, why, you live in Canada, you have a nice job. I mean, she's a nurse in Canada. She was like, yeah, because the educational system suddenly, it's not just like science, math, and English. Now you have to have a subject about LGBTQ, and that actually blows my mind. This happens
yes.
like
Exactly.
2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "Yes. Now we have to be more careful. We have to be more politically correct in calling kids and stuff like that." She just said it's messed up. That she'd rather take her kid back to Philippines and actually raise that kid there, because at least you have a proper guidance in this kind of situation. You know.
Yes, this is actually Kaseo. Thank you. You are from the US, so I'm sure the topic that we are having right now is very. You are very much aware about this, and so in in the UK, it is not yet implemented on that kind of thing. But because, of course, of the social
Internet.
media and everything, that
Yeah.
trying to blend in, because it is always respected. The chosen genders that they have is always respected. But the danger now that is happening because of those people, for example, in the school, that they are putting they are educating the kids to say and choose their gender at the very young age to help them transitioning, and as young as 13, when or even less than 18, and when they thought that because 13 is already a teen and they think it's already adult enough to make a decision for themselves without even a parental guidance and approval, they can transition on the medical operation like mastectomy and all those things. Could you imagine? And then later, because their their emotion is not yet stable, after the operation and all these things, they realize that, oh my God, I'm changing my mind. I'm not actually feeling this thing, and so this is the concern of the parents, that they would like to raise it in order for them to stop this, because basically it's very dangerous for the kids. If they are adult, it's okay, as you said. If it is 18 years old and then more, okay, you can go a long way, live your life. But before that, for goodness sake, parents should have their right to their children's well-being and welfare.
So it's like you're telling me that the kids cannot uh, get a bank account until they are, let's say, 18, but they can
Yes,
get their boobs out,
yeah,
or they
exactly. The
can
same.
do. It's
It's a
ridiculous. It's
yeah, it
ridiculous.
is stupid, ridiculous, and everything, because you cannot, for example, in here, before buying an alcohol, they have to get your ID.
Hmm.
At least 18 or 21, and
Yeah. So you can't go to a club, but you can remove your organs.
yeah, could you imagine how ridiculous is that? How
That is
ridiculous.
just BS. That's BS.
Yeah, so this is the thing now, because basically it's already um, a big issue, and thanks God, some people are already trying to protect the women. Like for example, now before we aired, because it is now the trend in the US that
Hmm.
people, those trying to be pretending to be a woman is starting to buy tampons and promoting tampons. I mean, I don't know about tampons, and
Where are
I'm
they
not.
putting it? Where are they putting it?
No, where in the hell they're going to insert it? And then
They don't need it.
they're trying to pretend they're carrying tampons because they're a woman celebrating a womanhood and everything, carrying tampons, and then they are putting it in social media. It's like, oh, this is how it works, experimenting in social media, and having this. That is why a person like Piers Morgan, Matt Walsh, and
Yeah.
there's another one that I adore. Um, because they try to contradict this and to fight for this, because this is a total mockery of women. Of course, we respect women, our mothers, our sisters, and everything that are truly identified themselves with respect, and
They're buying it to have a feel.
yes, maybe. Well, actually, that's the thing. It is they are just playing with it, and then because of this human rights and everything, that everyone are entitled to their own opinion, and well, you can, but never convince people at all, because it become a ridiculous um, situation, and also these are the influencer in social media. They think they can influence already. When you have like 4 million followers, they think that of course they're gaining from it because of the views and things, so they can just create and make issues. And I think on a psychological point of view, this is actually um, psych there's a psychic or psychotic or psychiatric, it's related. Do you think so?
Well, I think because it's like it passed the normal of like, okay, you want to be gay, no problem, but why are you buying a tampons? Where are you? The first question is, where are you putting it? You don't even bleed. So what's
Yeah.
what's It's ridiculous, really, honestly. I'm
Yeah,
just
and they started to use a different terms like um, they called
tampon
women
for
as
gays.
bleeder. They called instead of there's a term like is it breastfeeder or something like that. So it's a totally they are creating new terms just to justify themselves. Excuse me, kapatid.
Miss Risa, don't come up. Let's reserve your beauty on your guesting and thanks for next guesting, Risa. Risa, do you have any question while we're waiting for Sir Julius?
Yes, I get a phone call. But yes, this is a very important situation. I hope it won't, we will be spared by this because uh, I'm going to give you an example, kapatid, and then, of course, our audience, because very important. This is transitioning is uh, a part of psychological process as well. It is not just about transitioning, being a woman from male trans and become a woman, because and in here in the UK because it's a free operation, it's a free
Mm-hmm.
medical.
Yes, yes.
But when someone wants to transition, that is why transsexual, trans
Yeah.
woman, until they become a trans woman, uh, it means that they have they cut it and then they transform it into a real, uh, you know, um, there is a process that before uh, they cut it and invert it and put it into a real, well, not real. um, the thing is until they transition and accept because there's no reversal on it. There's no reversal.
Though they get like a an exam or at least something to check them mentally or
Yes, because I've known a Filipino who transitioned and operated,
mm-hmm.
and also uh, this this is what I learned that when you are already operated and put your and change it into a V,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you are not gay. You are not, so act like a
You're a
woman.
woman. Uh-huh.
That is why psychological transition is very important because once you accepted it, you know what I mean. Because if you really felt like you're a woman, then be a woman. The way
Mm-hmm.
you talk, the way you move, the way you cannot just like be, like
So
because
so what you're trying to say, if you want to be a woman, do the woman thing. Don't do like compete in the men's or something like that. So you don't go into the
yes,
man's world. You
Lisa
stay in
Salcedo,
the woman's world.
we are not against about LGBTQ plus. We are not.
Mm-hmm.
We are not. We are not. We are not against. We are just discussing the involvement that they want to push to the children as young as 8 years old in the school because it is now a part of the curriculum, and then this choosing of pronouns and everything that the leftists and the schools are pushing, and it is already very much going on the in the US. Yes, that's the case because a parental guidance is very important if the person is below 18 years old, and this is the one that experts as well that are trying to push. And I think on the part of the I forgot my thoughts, but on on the parent sides, because the good thing that they are started to say their opinion as well, and to fight for it is, I think, important. At least in the Philippines, where it's still a conservative um,
It will take
country.
some time. It
Uh,
will take some time.
but sometimes is we cannot really predict when things goes fast. But this is the only God only made man and a woman. Yeah, well, but the discussion that we are here, as a disclaimer, it is not anti. It is We are not anti on people that are genuinely transitioning,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a choice. It is a choice. It is a personal choice. It is just like what First Morgan were saying. It is your personal choice to choose your pronoun, but don't ever force me to use it for you. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you respect yourself, on equality, for example, if you respect yourself and you want to be named as baby tiger, and I want to use myself, I mean, I have no uh, I have no problem with that, but don't involve me with that hallucination, if you know what I mean.
And just don't be so offended when I don't know what to call you because you made it so confusing, right? So
Yeah,
just
why all of a sudden you force me, like, for instance, and
yeah.
and if you missed, or all of a sudden nobody knows what pronoun you use. That is why in the school, they are starting it now. That what pronoun would you like to use? You know, because oh my God, do you think it is good? Do you think? Because as young as this, they are starting it now with young people. That is why the parents started to complain when their 8-year-old boy go home with the pronoun. Well, you know.
I tell you, this is from a show I've watched. It's about so two dads. They
Mhm,
adopted a Vietnamese girl. So now the
mhm.
girl come home and she's like 4 years old, and she was like, "Dad, I'm gay," and the dad is like, "No, that can't be. You're only you're
You
young
know,
to know you're gay." And then uh, tell us why you are gay. Like, how do you feel? This is just I don't know, it's just a face or something like that. I said,
mm,
no, but my classmate, his parents are from Italy, so he is Italian, and my dad's are gays. So now I am gay too. So it's in the house. This connects to the and then the dad says,
the
"No,
environment.
you're not gay. You are Vietnamese. You're not gay."
Mhm, yeah.
Anyways, so this is connects to the parents of how they guide the children, their kids. It's their responsibility to guide them until the right age that they are adult enough to actually decide for themselves, right? So
Yes, and of course, in a psychological pattern, the gender is acceptance.
mhm,
When when you say it and accept it, and then you become, because that's what. But
mhm.
I think only when you are an adult, because
An adult, exactly.
or transitioning, because now on trans women fighting on the sports, belong to women sports. They now put a proper ruling that as far as they transition um, on before their teens, and then they're accepted because they transitioned as early. But this Leia Thomas was fighting in a male category swimming, and then he loses. And then after a year, he decided to become a woman and fought in female woman swimming. And of
Mhm.
course, what do you
This is
expect?
stronger.
You know, the torso is just like 6'5" or something, just like 6 footer fighting for a 5'3" athlete. If you know what I mean.
Can you read it?
uh, there is a sect in religion in the Philippines which don't homosexuality guys and lesbian are not allowed. What can you say about this? This is a discrimination. This is a total because this is a religion thing. Castello. Uh, this is on their belief, and that we can't do it. And
Mm-hmm.
again, we are not discriminating. We don't discriminate. We are discussing it again. We don't discriminate. We believe in transitioning. We respect the people who choose to be, but it's only the result that they are pushing because this left are trying to push it harder to the point that they want to rule. They want to rule and put their children. There is this. I just don't really put notes on what I see on social media. But there is this another guy that uh, tried to talk to the children.
Mm-hmm.
That if your parent doesn't believe you, children and kids, addressing kids, it's becoming dangerous and scary. And it's like before you talk to a stranger like who 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 do you think you are convincing our children into this kind of thing, but it's very dangerous because now our children are on social media, and there is a I think I forgot the name, but I think it is still uh, Piers Morgan discussing with someone that I think it's becoming a fetish. Do you understand the word fetish?
Fetish. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, because it is the same thing with Leah Thomas. He's a man competing as a woman, and of course mixed with the girls,
Mm-hmm.
and during swimming, and on this fast-facing environment, they just strip down
Yeah,
and
in
change
the locker room or.
their locker room. They share the locker room, and then one day the person who raised this issue because on they actually they tied. They were both winners, like tied on the same time.
Mm-hmm.
They gave the trophy to the man, and because of inclusivity that they don't want to be ridiculed, they give the trophy to the man, not to the woman. And then they said, okay, you know what? It's only for picture taking. You can have your trophy. We are going to send it by post. You know,
This
and
is just to be politically correct.
it, yeah, just to be politically correct, they give the trophy to the man, to Leah Thomas. And the thing, and when well, of course she raised the issue that they said, when they were competing, they were not aware that they are going to be mixed and everything. That when this Leah Thomas is stripped in the locker room, it's just like exposed with the real male
The-
genitalia. Everything like that. It's like how how could you do this kind of situation? And
it's a
again,
mockery. It's a mockery, really.
it is an insult when
Mm-hmm.
I think in my own opinion, because basically we can have get our own opinion there. Then since they want a separation, inclusivity, but again respect. You know that if you want to be on a proper category, and then you have to be on your category because that's what you've chosen. And what do you think? Do you agree with me that when I say that feelings change, like for the, I don't know because basically I haven't experienced it, but do you agree that um, people's feelings changes? Like for example, when this Caitlyn Jenner decided of course, his feelings was different before. I think until how old was he? 60s when he transitioned.
Oh, yeah, I think 50, something like that. It's like he's not.
Okay.
He wasn't young, not at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So that is the thing when but all, because there are people that they are try to de transition, but because they transitioned, they were operated as young as 13 and 15, and this is the time that they were transitioned. Even their feelings changes all the time.
Yeah. Well,
So
the thing is, when they're 13 and they want to transition, I think it's the parents should still have the rights to say, we wait until you are at the legal age and then you can do what you want.
yeah,
Honestly,
especially in
because
operation.
at
I mean,
13, what we were thinking when we were 13, like, okay, how do I finish the homework? What's I'm going to play tomorrow? Not like changing
exactly.
my whole anatomy. So,
Yeah.
and I think now for the older, I know people that took them long time to transition. It's also because there's a stigma. Long time ago, of course, until now, we still have a stigma against them that,
Mm-hmm.
let's say, they decided that they knew it when they were young, that they feel inside is different from what their appearance is, that they have attraction towards the opposite, or the same sex, right? The same
Mm-hmm.
sex have an attraction. The problem is at that time they also have to live in the society when in UK, maybe 30 years, 40 years ago, you can get
Mm-hmm.
stoned to death if you're gay, if you're openly gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to suppress themselves. And when, let's say, in 2000s, it kind of mellow, right? So they feel like they're brave enough, they only live once, time to get out of the closet kind of situation. So that is why some of them takes long time, because we will be surprised, oh, suddenly my father came out as gay, and that can be so shocking to the family, right? Like I know a girl from Norway that the father came out as gay
Mm-hmm.
at 60 years old,
Mm-hmm.
and now the father says he's more happier now than
Mm-hmm.
before, even though when he had kids and stuff like
Well,
that, because he
yeah,
know deep inside that
exactly
he's a
that
gay.
is very much respected, and again in the UK it is very respected.
Hmm.
It's a very friendly country, and especially on that category. They celebrate the pride and everything, and but it is only the question, but not on this level, like involving transitioning people. There's a documentary about a boy that transitioned when he was 13, and now he is emotionally and mentally, what was that, disturbed because of this decision. Yes, I think in Australia, I've seen that. I think because the parents were very supportive, they documented it. They documented. Have you seen that? They
Yeah,
documented
I've seen.
and
Yeah, I've seen. It's disturbing.
Castillo. I am an actor if it is a part of my role,
Role.
and yeah, but I don't know th- what do you mean by your question. If only
Actually, no. Kissing in the lips doesn't make you gay.
yeah,
If, like what you said, if you're an actor, it's the role that you're given, then so be it.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
It's a
exactly.
job.
The gender is acceptance. It is how you accept it.
Hmm.
Even though people called you names and everything, as long as you don't accept it, you don't belong to that category. It's acceptance. That's why this kind of different categories on genders, that when the person fully accepted it on the transitioning side, it is very important that they undergo uh, a psychological
Assessment.
assessment. Yes, because in America, when someone came as young as 15, 13, they give them the testosterone right away. There's no interview. There's no. it's only the nurse. Because I've seen
Mm.
I've seen the I've seen it. I've been following how it goes, and so and of course the people that has been questioned was those detransition, because they realized there was this young lady, beautiful lady, and she thought that she's a boy, she's a man, and she wanted to transition at as young as 15. And she went there and they give her testosterone right away. But she is a singer. She is a beautiful
Oh,
singer. And because her
the
voice was,
the
yeah,
voice.
her voice was, and she just want to transition, but not the voice. Maybe that's what she thought. She didn't realize that her voice will be affected as a singer and everything. It changes the whole thing. And after uh, she transitioned, she realized that she get confused. It is only during when she is taking the hormones, sorry, the testosterone,
That's wrong.
that
Yeah.
that she's feeling it. But the moment she stopped, she wants to go back to be a girl again. But and in America, there are also an operation for a fake uh, male genitalia, a fake one. I mean, how could you have it? I cannot even imagine it.
I can't.
They can get some muscles and put into it and stitch it in your.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. The parents should have done their part. I admit that it's a fault on their part. Exactly. No, no. Like what we were saying earlier. No, the parent should be the one that would guide their children. I mean, at
it's
13,
much
for
better.
real though.
Yes, yes. Well, on a serious opinion, that because me as a parent, of course, you as a woman, and we would like to repeat it that we are not anti the gender. We respect transitions, but we we don't like the mockery and the disrespect with women, and the one that they are uh, pursuing kids to put it on the young age. I think this is already horrendous and too much. This is already too much.
Sir Julius earlier, so I will just use myself as an example. Like you said, when someone call you, so I'm not a feminine, but um I don't call myself a bi or a lesbian or a tomboy, but I do things that are not a feminine thing. So I do a
Mhm.
lot of adrenaline junkie kind of,
Yes, of course. The one
and
that
I
jump.
don't dress. I don't. I jump off the plane. Exactly. I don't dress. I don't dress pretty. I don't put makeup on. But that doesn't make me a lesbian, or that doesn't make me have the interest to the same sex. I have never even look at them. Oh, of course, I admire beauty. That's for sure. Like I would compliment people if they look good. I would say, "Hey, you look pretty," but that doesn't mean I want to sleep with them. It doesn't make any, and I don't
Yeah,
have that
you don't
attraction to them.
understand.
So yeah, so it doesn't make me when you say growing up, Sir Julius. No, I was called
Mm.
that I'm a tomboy, I'm a lesbian. Even my own mom, I tell you, I find it funny now, but at that
Yes,
time, I
exactly.
don't find it funny at all. So I have this best friend. She lives in Singapore now, and I hang out with her many times. At some point, my mom thought that that best friend of mine is actually my girlfriend. So I just
Yeah.
like, are you kidding me? Like I live in the same roof as you, and then you think I am? But
Mm.
don't worry, guys. I wasn't affected about it. Really, like not in a way that I would think, am I a lesbian? No, because I know I'm secure myself. I'm
Yeah.
confident. I am not. I'm attracted to male and
Mm.
man. You
Mm.
know, so I think if you're a person that is in the same situation with me, you're not feminine, not you're not in the category that people think that you should be, it's okay as long as you are secured yourself. You know your sexuality. You know your yourself.
Yes, exactly. And again, that's already discrimination when someone already started to point on your gender. That's a different thing, because basically, we need to respect people's choices. The only thing that we are trying to discuss here is this pronoun issues that's already becoming ridiculous and everything. The involvement of children that has been, doing this kind of issues that they are still minors. I think that's the right term there. That they are still minors that still needs parental guidance, and that they don't need to get involved, and not to involve them in this category, because of course when you push them, when you started to to mold them into such, they become such, isn't it? Because it's all psychological.
So Castello has a question for you.
Yeah.
So may I'm good.
Your question is I think out of the question, but why did you ask? Why did you ask for it? I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
You, yeah. If you're very interested to know, and then message me.
PM is the key.
I mean, that is not the issue here. Again, that's not the issue here. We are not trying to map genders. We are not trying to. We fully respect the personal choice of every people. That is very important, because that's what we should do. We are just trying to make us an issue, because this is very new. This is very new to us. That
And to have a healthy conversation.
Yes, exactly. And again, whatever choice that the people choose at the end of the day, that is very well respected. I live in a
Mm-hmm.
country now. I've been here for 20 years, and even on the community of LGBTQ in here, they are against it. They don't like it. They found it ridiculous. They found it stupid, and I think uh, it is very important that some people, well, many people are uh, disagreeing for it, because that is important for the whole mankind. Especially that social media now is very strong, and again, we cannot, that doesn't mean that we have million followers we can impose our own agenda, because that is very unhealthy and unacceptable.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
like I like how Castillo was still digging on.
I know. I think he is very interested. I don't know if Castillo is a man or a woman. I don't know.
Oh,
Uh,
here we are. Now we are confused.
yeah. Please reveal your. So,
I will check also.
because of that issue, kapatid, it is also been raised that because of the form, like for example, to fill the form, they said they are going to leave it blank, if because they don't want to be identified as this binary, or I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't
yeah.
want
Did
to
you
fill.
know in LinkedIn, right? Because I use LinkedIn to to get connections in the business section, right? So now it's not really just now, but quite a long time ago, I opened LinkedIn one day and suddenly it pops up. What's your pronoun? I was like, what is this? I don't understand what's happening. I know I'm a she, but
Mm.
suddenly it pops up because now apparently, even though the HR, they have to be more careful also, not offending the people
Yeah.
applying for a job. They have to
Mhm.
call them the proper pronoun, the right pronoun. Mm. When was the time that you can just call he and she or
No, even this pronoun thing, they are not even specifics, because there's a lot coming out. That they want to
ah,
be called as a baby tiger, or some want to be called as. That's what pronoun what they would like to use, which is even not specific. Like, could you imagine? or maybe like others, you can just put it on others and specify. But yeah, this is a very good discussion because I want to discuss it on a proper forum with many different opinions,
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's very important that, especially when you talk with those people that are sincere to discuss it, not just trying to evade it, and and
Exactly,
then
exactly.
and these people doesn't even don't want to answer the question like what is a woman, because basically they said it offend them,
Yeah.
it's offend them. Yeah. um have you seen that, uh this show that Matt Walsh has been doing? Because I think he became even famous on this because he's defending the rights of the truth. That he is just a
Mm-hmm.
true. It's only for
Yeah,
the truth.
Risa's in it. Risa's in it.
Yes, which is very important because otherwise, when yeah, you know, yeah, yes, okay. So and this is the thing as well. When they tried to defend it in science, biology, I mean, uh, are we just discrediting the people who focus their lives on science, and then later on 23rd century we are going to listen with this um, influential bloggers trying to give this kind of thing, because basically like for example, after 100 years or 1000 years, when someone excavate the bones of, they will still identify that, oh, this is a male and this is a female depending on its structure. It is not about
Exactly.
it is not about the emotion and what's in their brain, because basically it couldn't be find that time. Yes, of course they don't want to answer that question because it offends them. I think that is an excuse. My point here is that
It's offensive.
yes, my point there is, I think, okay, uh, just accept yourself as a trans, because you have no uterus, you have no womb, you are not bleeding, you are not
Mm-hmm.
having this period at all. Just give the real woman space for what is.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
the boundary. There's
yeah,
limit to it, and as long as we both respect that, I think we will reduce this confusion and hate and arguments towards it. Because okay, you decided you're a trans, be a trans, stay there, trans.
mm,
This is my space as a woman. This is my world. I stay here. That's the male. I stay there, and
yeah,
that's the other. I don't know what they are there, and we can still work together as whole, and make the world better. But if you invade me and then you still want the same uh, privilege as me, but at the same time you're not me, right?
yeah,
You're invading our space now.
yeah, exactly. And well, as I'm saying now, because they try to rally in the street and uh, screaming for to respect them, but they are the
But
one
we do.
radicals that try to disrespect women.
Hmm.
So if you noticed, isn't it? Because if you scream for respect and always give respect as well, it is not a one way thing. It's always a
No,
two way.
respect to get respected.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a very good discussion, and at least we had something. And
Hmm.
I hope, because some state in the U.S. already agreed to put barriers on a proper platform, but some states are pro to those things that
But
and
Sir Julius, do you think religion has something to do with it?
uh, I think religion are still standing
I'm
still
done. I'm
to the
sorry.
faith.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, welcome back, kapatid. It has nothing to. I think it's political. The
It's
reason
political.
why this thing, the pronouns and things, it's all this pro because uh, inclusivity and things like that. I think it's more politically done in the US with those liberals and on the religious side, I still give high respect because they kept what they believe on Islam on Christianity and everything. It's still as it is, and I think for those believers that um, strong believers in faith, I think still um, believe that there's only category on
Hmm.
genders, um, sex, which is male and female, and
That's why I ask, because I am myself, I'm not active in church or anything like that, but I know, I've read Bible when I was young. I mean, we are from Philippines after all, like, catechesis and stuff like that. So there in the Bible, of course, there's male and female, but in the US there's so many religion that
Mm-hmm.
they are scattered, that they don't
yeah.
have it in their home anymore. It's not what they believe. That I'm sure they don't even read any of those, right?
Actually, yeah, these people that are endorsing it are not. If you notice, they are not actually practicing religion.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that
yeah,
is why I asked about like the religion, if it has something to do with it.
I think it depends upon the country. If it is in the Philippines, the religion must do something with it, because we are
well,
still
They
belonging
do
to the Christian.
something.
the same with
Um,
other countries like Muslim countries and
mhm.
Middle East. Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it is respected. But again, we are anti discriminatory thing. We are against
Yes.
it. Because,
Hmm.
we need equal respect. But we are just discussing things that we found it ridiculous and which is already harming the young children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The main concept of this conversation actually evolves around that the children should be children, not decide now, like at age of 8 or younger than that. They should not decide um, what
Yeah,
kind of sexuality they are. They should just be able to study, make friends, and be young, not like, oh, do I have to worry what is my pronoun now? Or
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. I think
And I think
it's too much.
also the big problem now also is the social media, because people now are introducing even their own parents. They are still having their children be confused, because we can watch in some social media's account that even parents also is introducing into into confusion, which a lot of I watch a lot of reels that parents themselves they introduce or they confuse their children introducing this pronoun, yung sila mismo yung nag
oh yeah, like when
confuse.
they gave birth and then suddenly someone
Yeah.
say, oh, that's a cute baby girl, and then the parents will say, oh, no, no, actually here we don't promote any of that. We just let
Yes,
it's a
yeah,
liquid. It's, I don't know, what is it, a
yeah,
liquid or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
So we don't call he, she,
yeah,
or we will let
yeah,
it decide.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Let them decide when they grow up and everything.
Yeah.
I think that is also a fault of the parent. That has been discussed as
Mm.
well, because it is
Mhm.
also the responsibility. But again, it is their choice. But that doesn't mean that we have to follow through. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. And and yeah, and the fact that we're talking this now in this platform, we have our own right as well to express our opinion because
Yeah,
we
it's
have.
a free speech.
Yes, and if a person thinks he's the most influential person in the world and talk about it, as a singular male or female or whatever, uh,
Representative.
yeah, there's billions and trillions of people. that has the right to be um, to be respected. But I believe in inclusivity in a way, because that goes with equal rights and respect. That
Mm-hmm.
only to that matter, not involving the minors, because you are very right. Common sense, with this buying alcohols and everything, that they have no right to, those, and then, but they have the right to make a decision to have double mastectomy, and which is, I don't think it's totally appropriate, and that just self-explanatory.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hoy, thank you,
Somi,
Sir
thank you so much.
Buffy. Thank you, thank you. Ayan na naman ang blessing. Ayan. Thank you so much, ha. So, may Buffy. Ayan. So, what a very nice discussion. I have been listening while serving the chips and the white wine and red wine. Kaalis lang ng mga guests. Ayan. So, what a very informative discussion, guys. I hope you learn also a lot from our uh, two smart co-hosts.
Yes,
Wow.
and again, we would like to clarify it, because again, uh, we might have some audience that misinterpreted our discussion. We don't
Mhm.
discriminate. We respect the, your
The
choices,
choices.
yeah,
Yep.
of genders and everything. This is just a discussion that, especially involving children and everything in school, as early as young age. Those people that uh,
Mhm.
uh, they, they, they remove the rights of the parents to and then it becomes a school rights, and then it becomes a teacher's right to push them to do this medical transition and everything, which is total. Uh, for me, it's very alarming, and I hope the experts, because they are putting it into the law now, and and I think it become a business also, because could you imagine when, of course, these are funded. There's no free medicals. It
Mhm.
has also always been funded by political, you know,
Parties.
and yes, so
What
it
is the
becomes a
topic all
business.
about? So, may Buffy is asking, kasi late, o, 'di ba?
So we're,
Kagigising lang.
we're finished actually. We cannot.
We will not record.
It's a long it's a long topic.
It's a long,
Yeah,
long start.
please,
Late si Somi Buffy. Somi
yeah,
Buffy is one of our guests na
yeah. The
asking for
reason
help.
why we are rephrasing it, because I believe some of our viewers may belong to LGBT. We are not against it at all.
Mhm.
We are not against it at all. Uh, I live here in the UK. I'm not against it. I support. I have fellow actors, artists, and everything that belong to the category, and they are good people. But even them are against this kind of medical transitioning on early age, because I believe that if someone will make a decision, they should make it on a proper age, which is 18 above. It is the same
Exactly.
thing, that is the proper right of a person to choose, because basically they are still
Mhm.
under their parents' roof. They cannot even afford to live their life. So that is
They
the
are.
opinion that I'm.
There is an opinion from Castillo.
Yeah, yeah. So that is all about,
What?
ladies and gentlemen, and of course,
What?
uh, I hope we open some lights on issues, because it's very important that we should still get involved on current events, what is happening around the
Mm.
world, because it involves us, it involves our future generations, and everything. When people fight for rights, that's good. but it the there's kind of division that is going on in this topic, and I always agree and be on the side of those people that are fighting against medical
Trans.
transitioning
Yep.
on young people.
On young age. Yeah, because Tio, no, I that's your opinion, right? So that's your opinion, that's your belief, and like what we're saying here, we respect everyone's opinion, and I believe that you are also entitled to that opinion, and I'm not going to like, oh, you have to change your opinion about it and stuff like that, because you're
Mm-hmm.
entitled to it. So I respect that. That's your opinion. That's on you. All right. So and their opinion also their choices to transition, that's on them, but like what Sir Julius said, we have absolutely no problem with the transition or what they do, as long as they are at the right age. Because like what we said earlier, if they cannot go to a club, they have to show an ID, they have to do everything just
Yeah.
to get a drink, but then they can just go to a clinic and put something in the boobs or remove their private, that's a big problem for
Yes,
real.
Castillo, to expand on your statement there, that you don't accept. This is the reason
Remove.
why this is the reason why we are trying to convey that at least the person
Mm-hmm.
should go on that medical transition should at least be on the proper age,
Listen. Yep.
because in order for them, because most of the people that are the transitioning, it means that they regret what they made, because they made decision as young as 13, 15, and when they turned 18, when they're
They're
fully
ready.
developed, they realize that, you know what, this is not what I like. I want to go
Mm-hmm.
back. But when you're already operated, and there's no coming back anymore, and you already grow beard and mustache, and and because you already
Even
consume
the boys.
grams of testosterone and
Yeah.
everything. And
Hi, Jenny.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so this is the thing, because sometimes an open discussion is very important, because it is a
Mm-hmm.
part of the learning process of our viewers and everything
And
that.
we may not agree, no, we may not agree to each other's opinion, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make us fight now. So a healthy conversation involves disagreement also. So
Yes, yes, yeah,
but not imposing my point of view to you, and you're not going to like put your point of view to my face. So just like Castillo is trying to say here, that we
Sure.
respect
Yes.
he
My.
or she's
yeah,
Yeah.
opinion. We're not sure.
We respect each other's opinion. And the
Mm-hmm.
good thing is everybody is aware about what is happening.
yeah.
We
Because
must.
I think for sure, we're pro US. We always parallel our culture in the Philippines
Yeah.
on the US
Mm-hmm.
based thing, and of course, all of a sudden they think that uh, they will become entitled. That some of them maybe, they realize that this platform is for them, and it will become their agenda, and so uh, it again, we cannot control people's feelings and everything, but again, I hope as Christian believers, and we dealt with our proper humanity. Again, feelings are feelings, and anatomy is anatomy. It's biological. It's totally different from
Yes.
uh, we cannot change our body just because of our emotions, and emotions are temporary, and there could always be a change, but we always respect decisions as long as you're adult. I think people will respect it, but that's the reason why we have this ano bang institution yung nasa Pilipinas, na when a child was molested and everything underage, anong uh,
Eh,
ano nga ba yung
DS,
DSWD,
Mm-hmm,
DSWD,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
DSWD.
because in the US, when a
They
parent
have CPS.
yeah, in the US, when a parents like obstruct, or disagree, they will separate their kid
Mm-hmm.
in this
Mm-hmm.
issue, which is already very dangerous. It's just like where on earth that the government will get involved when
And the kids will not even in a good place. They will be, so they are taken from their parents to put in the other people's hands, where in
Mm-hmm.
fact they will be more in a healthier relationship with the parents and probably safer environment than being with other people.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bad effect on a long term effect on children. When children are separated, when
Mm-hmm.
it is a part of disciplining. We experience a worst way of disciplining our children way back. And I was a part of it, but I
What
didn't
were
do that.
your way? What was your weapon of choice? A sleeper, a ballistic,
Well,
I did everything,
belt.
all of it. Yeah,
Have you tried
all
them
of the
all?
above.
Okay, you unlocked all the skills.
yes, I unlocked all these levels, my friend. I
Good
think
job.
I think I will be the champion on the unlocking all this thing. But again, I grew up as disciplined. I grew up God fearing. I grew up like respect to people. I have that kind of empathy with, and I think that is very important because and again I'm very respectful with individualism. That there are some people with a very strong individualism and their characters, but as long as you don't harm, you don't become uh, crazy person that try to harm others because
You're
basically
not
this is
harmful to the society, you're not harmful to yourself, or you're not dangerous to
Anyone?
yourself and
Yeah.
to anyone. It's all good.
yeah
Castro
okay.
said,
Now
again, I
now
understand.
Pastillo is talking. Yeah, because now
Mm-hmm.
it's at different levels now. Before it was only gay and lesbian. Now it's just like LGBTQ plus plus plus. I cannot even I don't
And
even know how.
more plus plus
Yeah, more
XYZ
plus.
plus.
Do you know the meaning of
It becomes algebra.
XYZ? Actually, I
It
don't know. I
becomes
don't know the meaning. Okay, okay. L is for lesbian. G is for gay. Uh, B is
T is
for
for transgender.
okay. The B is for bi. LGBT is trans, and
Transgender.
LGBTQ is queer. Uh, now they are adding more
I
letters.
don't even know. I don't even know this
And
QIA now. I don't even know the queer. What's the
yeah,
difference between
The queer.
that's
the
true,
yeah, the
Maris.
queer and I don't know the other one, the gay.
LGBTQI should never ever change it. I agree with Castu and Miss Mary said, never ending topic of the world now.
No, of
Mm.
course. There's always
Yeah.
something new coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, next time we have to talk about veganism on this kind of thing also. There's
Next
so
time we
many.
will want to talk about tattoo because I am
The tattoo?
anti-tattoo. I'm sorry.
Really? Oh, this is interesting part. Sir Julius, do you have a
I'm
tattoo?
really sorry to the listeners
Uh,
out there who has tattoo.
I
Jokes.
have a tattoo here. Hello, look.
I can't. Oh no. That is
Nagpakita
a
si
good,
Sir Jules.
actually,
Really,
that
sir?
is a
It's
good
true? You have
conversation because
tattoo?
she is
No, I don't have a
against.
tattoo. I don't have a tattoo.
Okay.
I don't have.
So, Adran is against. I am in the middle. That's for sure. And Sir Julius, I
I
don't
am
know what's his
really,
point
I
of view.
hate those.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't have a problem with tattoo.
Hmm.
I don't have a problem.
Maganda
I
to. Iba-iba ang mga
We have to find
in the
someone
middle,
that
no
is a pro.
problem. In the middle, no problem. And anti.
I
Uh-huh.
appreciate it, but I don't have one. I actually appreciate it because it's an art,
It's art. It's an art.
and I respect the people that
Miss
are having.
Maria, it's really late ka. Super ganda ng convo. Ay, ng topic. Miss Maria, sorry, late.
Mom Joy.
Yeah.
Mom Joy
And
is in the house.
well, Mom Joy doesn't like tattoo. That's why I don't have a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. I don't really like it because as
Well,
I've been one.
I,
I
I
want
believe I
one.
believe that body is secret and I don't want
Uh-huh.
to put something else, something bad. Mm.
I
I think
again,
so.
I am
But
an artist,
disclaimer,
so I found
this
it
is
as an
only an
art.
opinion.
But
Mhm.
it happened that some people are already like too much. It's like gone beyond.
So there's a limit, of course. There's a limit, you know. But I don't mind a tattoo myself. But I don't have the courage to do it. That's why I'm in the middle.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think I don't know if I'm going to. I think my age doesn't suit for a tattoo anymore.
It does. I
My
don't think
plan
it
is
has
to
an age
be.
limit. I don't think it has an age
Yeah,
limit though.
Miss
I
Rice
know.
still does.
I don't. I think it doesn't suit my personality. So even though I would
Mm,
like to, so
Mm-hmm.
uh,
mm-hmm.
yeah,
That
it,
will be the next topic.
yeah. So
Because
Exciting.
nowadays, even the private part has already tattoo. I that will be the interesting topic next time.
well,
Not
Yes.
just a tattoo though. Not just a tattoo. I heard something about the
the
bolitas.
piercings and
Oh,
yeah.
really?
That is a matured conversation because it's
It
happening,
is. It is.
and
Mm-hmm.
I think we should invite someone with a
Mm-hmm.
tattoo, and
With the tattoo, yeah.
we need to invite a tattoo artist as well. Yeah. So
Somi, you're
Me
alright.
too. I don't like.
Somi Buffet?
Yeah,
Is that the name?
Jenny don't really like it. So me buffet if the society accept them, who are we
We.
not to accept them?
Exactly.
My goodness, Mama.
yes,
God made you a man, don't change
again,
your friends.
that is already when if we don't accept it, that's discrimination, isn't it? That's why they
Mm-hmm.
try. But again, but please spare the children, okay?
Exactly. That's the point of this conversation.
Miss Maria truly said, I respect those who have tattoos, but I won't
Won't
have
have it.
it. I am not into tattoos at all ever since, but I respect those who have. Yeah,
Yeah,
who have it.
tattoo is an addiction. When you started to put one, and then you want to
Then you
have
want
more
more and more.
until
You have to have
you get whole body.
No,
it.
that is why I don't start yet.
Mhm.
Because you know me,
The
I
plan
can
again.
be, yeah, with this
You will be
adrenaline kind of,
addicted.
Yeah,
when you're
you have that.
chasing.
I think you're so adventurous that to the point that
Yeah,
you would like to try
yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
No, no, no. I want to try, but not at this time. The only thing I'm concerned about tattoo actually is not to put it in my body, but is the needles. Are they? Because are they
As they
safe enough? It's more
use
about the
it,
HIV or
yeah,
the disease I'll get
Ah.
from it.
Mm-hmm.
So Risa has it, yeah.
for
That is.
sentimental reason. Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
And then
I have it for
okay,
sentimental reason.
yeah,
Yeah, I
because
respect those, but for me, it's only my opinion that I like it. But I don't. I'm not saying that don't do it. It's your body. It's just my
yeah,
opinion that I would like it. I don't care if
And
you're a
we
man.
you can add it at the
Yes,
run in your note.
mm-hmm.
You can add it when we talk about the tattoos. Is that the
Yes, of course.
discrimination towards it in when in Philippines when you're applying for a job before, and
Mm-hmm.
if you have a tattoo, they can say we're not going to hire you just because you have a tattoo. So
yeah.
we can add that to the list,
But
Yeah, of
it
as
is
a
course.
pointers.
changing now. It is changing now, and
No, no, now it's not the problem. It's just like, but it's not long time ago. This is just like maybe
Mm-hmm.
5, 6 years ago.
but because there are some jobs
There's so many. Thank you, huh? Mm-hmm.
that are, especially if it is too much exposed. Like for example,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
if you are a flight attendant and then you're having a tattoo on, those that
Sleeve, a whole sleeve.
exposed, that because there are some extreme that already scary, or
And
maybe
they
Mm-hmm.
tattoo the eyeball.
uh,
Yeah.
their tongue, they split their tongues,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's too much. Yeah, that's
put
not.
some thorn on their, and piercing on.
Can you guys help me to stop Asian, especially Filipino discrimination in Western countries?
Yeah, that's a big, big problem. It's yeah, especially in the US, it happens a lot. In Europe, it's not as
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, I think it exploded in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
especially during and after COVID because they thought.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I think if you're smart enough, you don't address it like that. I don't.
No.
And it's too unfair that because of their ignorance, like Asian, not all Asian are Chinese. I mean, that's already
True.
ignorance.
True. True.
Yeah, because they think we're Chinese. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they think all Asians are Chinese. There's a lot of we are, and they think that Asian has a niece like Japanese.
So, what kind of these are you? Filipinese.
Mayonnaise. I am a mayonnaise.
Yeah, yeah.
Filipinis.
That's why we don't categorize
Oh,
on
in
that.
Ireland. Oh.
Oh, really?
I've experienced in Spain. This was COVID time, and just come back. I think this happens like 3 months in COVID. When it started, and there are times that I can look like Chinese. So because of my eyes, right? I was at the grocery, and they're all staying away from me because they thought I'm Chinese, and I brought the COVID to Spain in Barcelona. Can you imagine? Now we can read the comment.
Yes, of
You
course.
please.
Before when you came out from prison, that you have
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm.
it becomes a trend on prisoners. But of course, it becomes
Mhm.
an art. But in Japan, that is an old uh,
Tradition
tradition already. It becomes an art. They
for the
use
Yakuza.
their body as their
Mhm.
art. You know.
No, but even our like the Mambabatok, no? In Benguet. They
Yes,
do it as form of arts
Mhm.
also,
yes.
as a
Correct.
tradition.
It's a tribal tradition. This
Mm-hmm.
see ud what's
Wang Ud.
Mangud, yes.
Wang
Yeah.
Ud, the very famous manual tattoo artist.
Apo Wang Ud. Yeah,
Yeah.
If
that's
we
the.
Asian can unite, I believe this we stop the Asian discrimination in Western countries. This is
It's
a
hard.
very long campaign.
Mm-mm.
Yes. What is the nationality of Sami Buffet?
Tommy Buffet is a Filipino, a
He's a Filipino.
Visayan, but he is a seafarer in
It's
a cruise
yeah,
ship.
but stays in Ireland, I believe.
Okay. I
Mhm.
Is
think
stationed in Ireland.
I'm going to have a brief talk on discrimination because basically, uh, you know, discrimination happens when we allow it, and so you know never allowed to be discriminated at all, and that is why we're talking about this. That is still related because discrimination, it is not just about the nationality. It's also based on colors, based on gender, based on race, and everything, based on physical attributes and of the person. So, and of course, commonly, because OFWs, we are working in a different countries, and we often experience such things. But that is why we have to stand for it, and then we can stop it when we don't allow it. Because basically, it happens single-handedly by, it is not just like a flock of 40,000 Filipinos. They have to try it, otherwise, you know. But we should know how to guard ourselves. We should know how to reason back because we are always protected by the law of our host countries, and there's anti-discrimination is already happening all over the world, and especially on the place that we're working right now. So when in here it is an arrestable offense when you shout for
Mm-hmm.
discrimination. So don't put yourself in danger just because you're fighting for anti-discrimination, because maybe you are not
So
good.
just use your common sense.
Exactly. it's okay to run,
True,
it's
true.
okay to run when you think you're facing danger, because let the law protect you also,
Sure. Yeah.
because that is very
And
important.
your
Yes.
safety
And
matters.
I, yeah, Buffy raised this question because I think he's been experiencing it because of the job that he has
Mm-mm-mm.
right now.
Yeah.
Noon, yan ngayon. Yeah,
So
sila
now
nasa
in
tattoo
the
na
comment
nasa
section,
discrimination
they're still
tayo.
talking about the
They're still on the
tattoo.
tattoo tayo na nasa discrimination, o 'di ba kadaming topic.
Yeah.
Iba-iba yung topic natin.
Yeah, mga ano pa lang yun, mga pahapyaw. I think we will be this will
These
be a
are just
discussion,
something we can discuss
Miss
longer
Irene
in
and
the
Sir Julius,
future.
this is a very healthy conversation, and one day maybe we'll have to set it up again, another topic.
Maybe
We
not a
can have we
setup
can
kasi
rotate now.
that's not gonna happen.
We can do it in Sir Julius' house and then other in your
Mm.
house and in my
Mhm.
house. We can do it that way.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, 'di ba? Ikot-ikot tayo. Ayan, sabi na naman ni
Right, compare.
Goofy.
This is a salary compensation discrimination.
Ang
Yeah.
discrimination na gusto niyang i-topic is about
Is it?
the
Yeah,
compensation. Mm.
compensation. Yes.
Kasi
Ugh,
he was been
that's gonna
mentioning
be
it
hard,
during
no?
his guesting that
Because here
That's
also they have the
that's
same
coming
thing.
here already,
sir,
Yes, yes.
Sami.
Was he
sir.
a guest? Was he a
Was he?
guest
Yeah, he
on?
tested already, and it was his problem about he raised always that question about the compensation that they were compensated not that as the Western
What can you
received.
say about this, Miss Irene? Because I think you're doing well. What I'm going to say my part
Mhm.
on it, basically.
Well, I think so. In my case, right? So the company I work for, they're in Norway, and I'm not living in Norway. So, um, based on the computation, I will get less than the Norwegians because I pay less tax. Also, because I pay tax in Romania, and in Romania the tax is less. So I get less than the Norwegians because their reasoning for that is they live in Norway, they pay more tax in Norway, and so I think I would say that yeah. Now, if you think about it, it's kind of discriminated, but um, at the same time, it's the setup they have because so even though I get less paid, if
Mm.
I look at the other, it's not just Filipinos or yeah, maybe the Asians though, because Sri Lankans are Asians, right? Because example here
Mm-hmm.
in Romania, us Filipinos get more than the Sri Lankans. Sri Lankans only get paid 400 USD, while the Filipinos that do the same job get 800. So
Okay,
What a big
that's
I'm
difference.
going to raise that kind of thing. Uh,
Hmm.
I think it will become a sensible opinion in my,
mm-hmm,
that is the reason why they have OFWs. They
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
outsource they outsource workers from other part of the world in order for them
Mm-hmm.
to get a cheaper labor.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
and again, on the side of us, for example, from the Philippines, that's already good enough for us. And we should always understand that the level of capacity that we do. We are an expat, and
Mm-hmm.
we work with a contract, for example, because we
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
agreed upon. Once you agreed with it, that's already a
That's
legal
it.
bond that
Yeah.
we can. The problem with us sometimes when we arrive in a country and then we started comparing because we do the hard thing, we do the
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
we do all the dirty works and everything. We get less paid. But on the true to legal basis, we agreed upon that.
Yeah.
Uh, it just we just realized that, oh my god, um, we they work less, and managers work less than the subordinates,
No,
and
it's
they
how it
don't
is.
get paid. And I think it is not. now the labor are already been implemented properly according to our job description, according to our positions and everything. I don't find it discriminatory in this country. You're lucky when you get a good position. Depends on the employer, because it is also the affordability. Once you accept it, that's a binding, legally binding
No,
already.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Otherwise, don't accept. And
And the thing is, what he was trying to say is the Asians get 2K while the Western get 3K a month. But then it's their land though, right? And they have like one what I mean is the cost of living that where they are from, and like what Mr. Julius was saying is that they are outsourcing it to us, because if they want, they can just hire the local for 3K, but they don't want it because
it's
Yeah.
expensive.
less money for the company, so they would just hire for less. This is just a business.
This is the reason why we have a lot of call centers in the Philippines, because that is the if you are a business oriented person, you
Mm-hmm.
have to outsource your cheaper expense on most possible way. That is why before everything was in England, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and then all the people that just answering on Vodafones or those banks and everything, and they go paperless. Um, it's all now on call centers, and they get a cheaper expense. But they give jobs to the Philippines. Uh, so I think that you have the point. I'm not trying to stop you there, brother. But because that is very good point. But I think it is really very hard to compare in a truthful opinion, not just by mere
Yes, yes, Buffy.
argumentation.
Buffy, he is.
The famous video editor daw po.
Thumbnail. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that
Uh,
title.
he
I
was
have
about, no,
to
I think he was asking also about, because during his guesting, he asked me about the thumbnail, who did the thumbnail, who did the intro. That's why he's asking. He's just confirming if you really the one who did it. I said, yeah.
yeah. Is it me that you're looking for? Okay. Okay. So yes, with due respect, I think it is very important that before we accept a contract, especially if we are signing it from the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
it's very important that we are aware of what we are signing, because once we signed it, it's legally binded. We cannot turn it back
Break.
and say,
You
and
cannot break
Yeah.
it
oh
again.
my God, it's too low. Um,
Mhm.
because on the part of the companies, they have also that a level of
Mhm.
stages on salary bracket.
Yes.
Kaya yun po ang mga ano natin, dapat
I
natin.
hope, yeah. So me, I hope you learn, or you can you get a point with that discussion, with that answer, or you were answered, kasi yun talagang
Yes,
ano niya complain,
yan ang concern niya.
concern niya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ang,
Pero
ang
kasi
on,
iba kasi yung trabaho niya, he was working in a cruise ship. Iba naman yung pinag-usapan ni Sir Julius at ni Miss Irene, it's the land base. So,
well, the approach is the same thing. He signed a contract. I've been two times as co-host in this program, but today's topic are the most interesting.
And the interesting part of this today's topic is this is on the spot.
Yeah,
no,
that's
we
the
don't
most
have that
interesting.
scripted. We always have Miss Irene on the spot.
Yeah, but this is like you're supposed to talk to someone else, not
Yeah,
just the three
our
of us.
guest.
Mm.
She was not able to come up
Well,
because of the
there's
very.
always a remedy on everything.
Mhm.
I'm not even planning to be on live.
And it
Uh,
Yeah.
happens. This
I
is the
don't ever.
second time, Miss Irene, because before we have a guest from Saudi Arabia and he was not able to
Mm-hmm.
have the good connection. That's why Sir Julius and me got just a pep talk like this time. But this is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
very most informative pep talk that we did tonight. Well, kayong dalawa. I was not.
Every episode is different. We should,
I was in
We
listening,
did the
enjoying
work.
the wine, enjoying the red wine.
Yeah, good job.
well,
Mom Joy is still in the house.
yeah, um, it's always good to have some intellectual conversation because
Mm-hmm.
it is not just that trying to be a know-how or BS,
Someone.
and it turned out a purely BS because basically it is always important that we are using the platform as an advantage to discuss a very important, informative topics that is going on around the world, and it has been on my head that that I want to
Sana
discuss
all.
it. Yeah, to ask
And the
someone.
good thing of today's on the spot talk, everybody participated in the live chat, and they are
Yeah.
enjoying also.
That's
That's
true.
a
That's
good one.
true. Yeah.
There's a reaction that you more get interested into to discuss this thing. And si Bupi nga di maubos-ubusan, no? Ayan, no, the problem was
Inilabas na ni Buffet yung
yung mga
sama ng
hugot
loob.
ni Bupi, hindi maubos-ubos.
Yes. Okay. Okay. To add on buffet. Actually, sometimes, especially if you're a beginner, of course, you get a lesser job pay. But in the end, when you are becoming loyal, seniority goes, and you have that track record of good, outstanding performance, and it's always been rewarded, I think, and based on experience, and because they pay you as based on your experience. So I think, I don't know if right now buffet is still a seafarer or
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
yes,
on
he is.
board in Ireland, no? Buffy, are you in
Yes, yes.
Ireland now? Yeah, I think so.
yeah. So well, I uh, I started in Saudi Arabia 1993. My salary was $400 as a cost
Mm-hmm.
accountant, and when I arrived there, they gave me a lesser rate, and I thought, like, I signed for a 420, and because I thought that was good enough. And when I was there, I realized, in comparison to other Filipino cost accountants, they are already receiving 3,000, and I'm receiving 400.
Mm-hmm.
And but of course, they've been there for a while, and over the years. But it's always good to to sell yourself when you are an experienced person, because when you are just starting, we cannot even argue with it. What can you
Mm-hmm.
prove for something? But it is just like marketing yourself, brother Sami.
Some
Yeah,
the seafarers around the world having a big problem, and the issue. Try to check all the cruise line
yeah.
companies
And then
data.
the difference with seafarers, because they are being sold on contract basis from their agencies, because they have their agents in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do like us, for example, as on a land based, we bargain directly. If there are some agencies, there are also, but we can still have the right to bargain it, and then we're already there, and it becomes. But in seafarers, because their contract is 6 months, and a minimum, and then they've been transferring from one ship to the other, so it is really very hard to um, get that increase, because basically afterwards you go back, and then they assign you to a different vessel with the same position, with the same salary. But I'm not a seafarer, but so I can't really um, argue more on that. But yeah, it is the agent. I think it is us from the Philippine uh, um, government who should give or revise or check,
Mm-hmm.
because I think they outsource their seafarers from the Philippines for many many years, and I don't know if they already upgraded this kind of their salary on, because as I'm aware about it, that they don't have day off, as
Mm-hmm.
long as they work continuously.
Miss Janice. Mm-hmm.
Somi Bufa, I think there's always that big problem in terms of this kind of, like a company that is based in this country, and then like a lot of Swedish company, they will register their company in Latvia because it's cheaper for them to pay the labor, like the truckers and stuff like that. So this is actually a really, really long conversation, honestly, because this is what the government should deal with, but this has been happening for years and years and years. It's not going to change overnight. That's just the reality.
Yeah, and I don't think the seafarer has uh, the rest the same with the OFWs, because basically
Exactly. Yeah.
that POA, or you know doesn't really represent us to fight for our,
All right.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then it's always it's always on, they are just extracting our
Yeah,
contribution.
like what Somi said, Philippine contract has big salary, but when we are arrived on board, they're going to change the contract. I think the Philippines is selling you to, give you like sweeten up the deal, giving you like, here's the contract, it's big, but in reality, the conversation that they had with the on board is small, so they can have more people coming.
Yeah, I think it is the problem from the agency.
We, the
And
crew, are
Mm-hmm.
24 hours available when we were on board.
yeah, yeah, they're all on call, basically on
Mm-hmm.
duty 24/7. Yeah.
At least now, Somi Buffy, nagaan-gaanan ka na. You heard some ideas.
Well, on the full note, you can always raise a complaint to the POA, and then of course
Mm-hmm.
it is very important that issues like that needs to be heard, because when
Yes,
no
yes.
one is complaining, is no one will learn. And but there is a lot. There should always um, a representative from all of you. I don't know if there are unions represents the seafarers, because I think the KMU, or those people that represents the labor, are more land based. It is not that doesn't include the OFW, doesn't include overseas Filipino workers, of course, including the seafarers. Yung mga, alam nyo na,
We have
yung,
you separate union. I think this one is sea-based OFW.
yeah, because it is very important that you should be,
Mm-hmm.
your representative should raise this, or maybe
Concerns.
go to Senator Tolfo.
Yeah, yeah, or talk to Tolfo. Tolfo is waving. Don't forget to shout us.
Yeah,
Shout out to Waray-Waray.
it's already 9:30 in the evening,
I
and
Yeah.
sir, yeah,
London.
and Mom Joy is, I think, fetching you now to have a dinner. Mom Joy is there.
It's been a
It
long time that I
happens.
don't stay. It's I
Yeah,
don't.
sir. Ilang na ba? 1 month? More than? At dito ka lang pala mapapaakyat Insta. Hindi umakyat sa kanyang show, biglang napaakyat dito for a very important, informative topic. O, 'di ba? Sir, dito ang mission. So, this is a very nice, no, conversation. Maybe next time kay Sir Julius bahay, kasi Let's Talk 101 din yon. It's a good one. And then next
Oh,
time kay Miss Irene. Ganon,
Sa akin po,
ikot-ikot.
wala pa pong ano ha. Sa akin, tambayan lang siya.
Yes.
We're
Actually,
starting.
yes, it's always nice
Pero, sorry sir ha, wait lang. Pero Miss Irene, di ba, as I search your channel, there is always, I can see like a podcast content like that. Like, I
Yeah,
see.
I just put those.
Ah,
Yeah. I
kasi
used to
parang
do
related siya
podcast.
sa
I
pinag-uusapan.
have
So,
a
Miss
podcast
Rice.
actually in Spotify,
Mm,
but I have stopped it. I did it a year ago. Nice thought host.
nice
Risa was
host.
one of my guests
Thank you,
before
Miss
also.
Risa. And Sir Julius, go ahead. Sorry na ano kita
yeah,
dyan.
I'm here in London. Yeah, and I like our conversation, Miss Irene, and I love
Me
the
too. Me
Mhm.
too.
and yes, I wish you could guest
In
in
Let's Talk.
with me, just to have some exchanging ideas,
Mm-hmm.
different topics
Would
that
love to. I would love to.
because I have a lot
Mhm.
of pending topics actually that
Yeah.
are very intriguing topics with it goes
Mm-hmm.
with and
When are
personal
you going to open it, Sir Julius? In winter?
and so
Because I think you started it in winter. Are you going
Because summer
to?
is busy, right?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Where in London, though,
If
sir?
you just check the
Central London.
set
Central London.
schedule of Sir Julius, there are a lot of topic, very interesting, and everybody's requesting, Sir Julius, when are you going to come back to your show, 'di ba? Lahat, everybody's
Yeah,
excited.
guest us. Get me and Risa in your show, and that will be.
Yes, I want people to give their opinion, which
Yeah.
is
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have a lot. We have a lot of
yeah,
opinion.
and because it's very important. It's very important as I've said. It's always good to have a good feel
And
when
be unlimited talking.
yeah
Ayan, si
when
Risa.
we have this intellectual exchange of ideas and conversations because it's not just of course I can handle it myself but at the same time
Yeah, but it's good to have someone to talk to.
yeah
Yeah,
because
para
basically
hindi boring.
yeah
Ayan, Sumi is asking, where is you from
Opinion
London
ba? We
and
have
where is you
Risa
from
and I do
Pavilion?
that all the time. The
Um,
opinions, Risa and I do that offline.
ah,
We bring it to your channel.
yes okay yes okay you're welcome I'm going to schedule it very soon
yes,
Mm.
sir. Ayan na, yung inaabangan ng mga
I
ano,
want I
fans.
want some
Ayan,
improvement
sir, may tanong si ano ha, Buffy at saka Miss Irene kung saan daw kayo. Kasi
No,
kanina
I'm
pa
from
nga.
Arad. I already answered him.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That's the good thing if you don't if you don't make script to our guest, madam. Actually, this talk is never been scripted.
No, it's not
This
even
is always,
planned. The
yeah.
title is so different from the whole thing.
That's why
yeah
after the show, I'm going to edit it in
Yeah.
the
yeah
thumbnail as well.
yeah just
Mm,
change the thumbnail
yeah.
anyway thank you so much and I hope to see you
Really,
soon.
it's my pleasure, Miss Riza. Miss Riza.
I would love to.
Mhm.
I would love to. Just let me know.
So Miss Risa is going to be my guest first before Sir Julius
Yes, yes,
goes
yes,
to guest
yes, yes,
because he
yes. Get
already gave
her.
a picture. And then it's
Oh,
another topic naman dun sa kay
yeah,
Sir
yeah.
Julius. In
Hmm.
my show, I think we will be discussing about OFW, and in Sir Julius' show, a different topic
About life,
with Miss Irene,
whatever topic is. Yeah.
and you have
Yes.
a lot to choose because if you just check Sir Julius' thumbnails already set, there are a lot of topic you can choose
Mm-hmm.
which topic do you fit. Mm.
Yes.
Ano ko ba, sir? Are still there?
Yes. I could show you some sample.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. Ay,
Uh,
that was a good idea, Sir Julius, to have some those.
uh, yes. Sorry, because we changed page, but we're going to show you
It's
some
okay. It's okay.
sample of our
Topic.
topic, and this is one of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
yan. Diba? Sir,
wow.
sir, slide mo na lahat, sir. Ang gaganda kaya. Please
Yes,
slide it all.
I miss it, and then this is another topic. Don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Another topic is,
Look,
is your
is your
mouth
mouth.
dirty?
Oh. Yeah.
educate me.
Educate me or educate you. Whatever.
These are still ongoing, hindi pa yan napapublish ang pinapakita natin.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ang dami niyan.
Huli ang isda,
Mhm.
behind the truth and lies,
Ayan, gusto ko yan.
uh, are you two faces?
Minsan?
Sinagot.
My question is.
Have you learned your lesson?
Aha, aha, ayos yan, Sir Julius, sabi
Yes,
ni Miss
yes.
Lisa.
Ah, meron ka
Meron
bang
bang makapal na mukha? Naku, mukhang
No,
kinabahan
but
na ako ni
I
Sir
have to.
Julius. Ayan.
we become what we think?
Sometimes.
Mhm.
Totoo bang isa ka ng hayop?
Oh my God.
Hindi.
What desiderata mean for us?
Ayan. It's a very
I
unique.
don't know, a desiderata.
It's
Uh,
Tita Juliet's request.
run your
Run
own
your.
race.
Own
Yes.
race.
Yeah, and this one I think we published it before. Are you a hero or a villain?
So you
I'm
can
both.
choose those topics that have been flashed by Sir Julius.
But
Miss
before
Lisa.
that, for now, I just want to read the Somi Buffet comment that
Yes,
I
please.
will go back to the
Yes,
beginning.
please.
He said something. I like this kind of topic, but I hope the guest going to communicate with the viewers. Somi, actually, we would love to
Mhm.
communicate, but at the same time, when the guests are already speaking, you don't want to break the flow. But we
Mhm.
are actually, as a host, we are trying to really involve the viewers, because that's how we should run. We are all together in this conversation, and to involve you is the pleasure of running the show. And you also said, I've been here for almost an hour, but only this time at this moment, co-hosts communicate with viewers like me. Like what I said, we would love to, but sometimes, when you get at the moment, the guests are really putting their heart into it, and you don't really, as a host, it's so painful to actually stop them, the guest,
Yeah.
and just to read the message at the comment section.
Yes,
But I
yes.
think it will be good, no, in the
Mm.
future, to be able to read the messages if there's
Actually,
messages below.
actually, we're doing it, right, Sir Julius? Now
Yeah,
from
Mm-hmm.
time to
we're doing
time.
it from time to time because
Yes.
but as you notice that when we are interviewing some guests, they are telling their
Mhm.
story, life story,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and we don't want to interrupt in a way that
Yes.
changes the theme of the talk because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially sometimes when it becoming more emotional and hard,
Mhm.
and we just it needs spontaneity on the conversation. And as you know, we don't have script on interviews and everything because as it goes with the flow. But there are some times that we do some breaks and how because we don't ignore messages when there is something,
Yes.
but most of the time they just their comments are related only to it's not a question, but it's just like trying to add on the experiences of the guest or whatever, the same feeling or agree with it or something like that.
Yeah. Just
But
like what Risa said, when you're on the screen na po, sometimes it's a challenge to check on the comments while you have your thoughts running. Otherwise, you get lost. Exactly, because sometimes the guest is
Yes.
talking, and now you're also building how you would react to the guest. But at
mm,
the same time, you have to read the comments and think what to reply to the comment. So now it's, as much as we would love to really communicate and involve you guys, it's just really hard. You can't do
yeah,
everything at
when
the
when the
same time.
conversation or the interview is loose a little bit, and then we try. But during
Mm-hmm.
the intense interview and conversation, I always focus on, especially as a host, I always
Mm-hmm.
focus on the guest because I want the guest to feel my sincerity,
Yes,
especially
yes.
on line of questioning, because I don't want to lose it and all of a sudden when you cut it there, and I even mentioned it to Kapatid Ran that
Yeah.
you
All the
know
time.
it loses the magic when you are
Mhm.
already there, and even a simple shout out breaks the
The
uh,
moment.
the moment.
The
So
moment. Yeah.
yeah, the momentum on the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of it. And as you notice, or maybe experience, it's very hard when you're in there and talking and becoming sincere, and especially sometimes Kapatid Ran started crying because the guest is very emotional.
I'm carried away.
Yeah, we need to be real, because some talk show, it's very
Emotional.
orchestrated, that everything is the questioning is written. I don't find sincerity on it when I it's not no competition at all with others, but it is only my opinion that
Mhm.
when I explained with Kapatid Ran, when I started to support and co-host, I have no notes at all. I just go according to, because every guest is different, and as
Yep.
long as you listen to the story and you get along, you get involved, and then take and you become sincere when your guest felt it, that you don't put script on lights off, kind of thing.
Yeah. Hot dog hack hack. Guys, thank you for your time. I have a lot of questions, but it looks like you guys are look tired.
This
No,
is a
it's okay.
ninja.
If you have question,
Mm.
feel free. As long
But
as
he's a
it's
ninja.
related to our topic.
Yep. Yeah, he
A
has lots of
t-shirt.
questions.
T-shirt pala yung question niya.
Mm.
Talaga ba, hotdog?
Mhm.
Yung t-shirt niya daw.
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead. You can stay
Mhm.
if you wanted to. But thank you very much, mga kapatid.
No,
Thank you so much
Thank
to
you so
our
much, Sir Julius.
viewers.
yes, Sir Julius, thank you very much. Thank you for joining Miss Irene. O, diba? Kung kailan ano. So, abangan guys ang kanyang Let's Talk 101. Malapit, malapit na, malapit na.
Pipili
Okay.
tayo
Mhm.
dun sa topic niya.
Yes,
Okay.
ipa-flash ulit natin yon. Ang
Okay.
dami.
All right.
Thank you,
We're
sir.
excited.
Thank you, Ma'am Joy. Thank you for
Bye.
staying.
Thank
Bye, sir.
you.
See
Bye
you.
Cheers.
po.
See you.
Thank you, and Miss Erin. Bye.
Mhm.
Bye po. Nairaos mo, Atiran.
Ay, nako. Kung kailan, sabi ko nga, that's why ramdam ko talaga na there are guests si matanda. Kaya sabi ko, I need someone with me na
Mm-mm.
hindi
Mm-mm.
maiwanan si Miss Rasha, yung ating special
Mm-mm.
guest.
Mm-mm.
Kasi I don't want her to be alone kasi hindi naman siya gaanong active sa social media.
Yes,
Yung
yes.
mga guest kasi Miss Irene na they're active in social media, I feel if I can leave them just for 5 minutes or not,
They know how
twice,
to handle
they know how to
themselves.
handle without me. And
Mm-mm.
if the guest is not that so much exposed to social media, I prefer to have with me someone like you or Sir
Yes,
Julius.
yes, yes.
And thank God you've been part of the show. You've been part.
Nabudol mo ako.
Yeah, I'll be hiring you already. 'Di ba?
Binudol mo ako.
Oh, 'di ba,
And
binudol kita.
guys, about I just want to talk now about this the comment section at it ano because
Yes,
so
please.
you've been in my stream, right? Like I really connect to the viewers. I read as much all the comments as I can. So I think friend ko Riza talaga ba? Si Riza ang
Mhm.
nagko-comment sa baba.
Mhm.
So I think it will be good if in the future when we have the guests and they are commenting in the comment section, no, we will ask your viewers to we wait for the next before the next question that we will read all the so we don't interrupt the guest, no, so we will read the
Yeah,
comment and then
that was
we ask the question and then after the guest answer the question we read the comment again and
reveal.
then yeah,
Mm-mm.
so at least we give time for both the guest
Mhm.
and the viewers, no.
That's a good suggestion. Actually,
Mm-mm.
that is one of my instruction from my moderators to please
Mm-mm.
entertain those questions. Like, for example, just saying the host could not read it at this
Mm-hmm.
moment because they're
Mm-hmm.
still
Mm-hmm.
on, having the guest.
Yeah.
And but later, I used to ask them to flood those announcements
Uh-huh.
if
Uh-huh.
in order just the people are in the live chat to be belong
Yeah,
to the
because
to the
this is
show.
complicated, no? Live chat
Yes.
is way more complicated. I'm
Yeah.
used to podcasts. In podcast, you do not have to worry about the comment. You just
Mhm.
talk, right? But with the comment, I was overwhelmed when I started streaming. Also, suddenly there's so many comments, and I have to read and reply to all of them, right? So, to those viewers below, and if the host cannot answer, please be patient, because it's in the back of our head. We will go back to it and we will read it, and we encourage you to say something. And Waray Waray team, please say something when you come to my stream. Don't just put the emoji. Say something like,
Yeah, you have to
what did you
react. You have
eat?
to write
Ask
something
question.
related, or it's important
It
to react, not only
it
to flag
frustrates
it.
me to see the emojis, guys. Just say
Hmm.
something.
That's what
Like,
I am
ask
instructing
question.
them. Even if they are attending a premiere, I said, please
Mm-hmm.
don't flag too much emojis. Just react
Mm-hmm.
or have some
Ano,
comment about the
ask
premiere you've been
question.
watching. Yep,
Yeah.
it's
That is why
important to
I
have this.
remember Avril, because with Avril, I know when she sees me in the stream or anywhere, she's like, Miss Irene, kanta. Or Lenny, it's the same thing, because at least I can read something and, both of us can laugh. But
Yeah.
with the emojis, I
It's
cannot.
it's better that way, Miss Irene, to have some those comment than this
Yes, yeah,
emojis, because
yeah, yeah.
you cannot,
Like
yeah,
that,
you
kanta
cannot
ka na. So
guess
at
what
least
would
we
be
can.
like that one. Kanta ka
And
na. O
so the
yeah,
guests,
pinapakanta ka
yeah,
na.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And then the other viewers, when they come and they say, oh, they have a healthy conversation also in the
Mhm.
comment section, they will join. They tend to join. But if guys, if they only see that you are just putting emojis, they get overwhelmed. No, they get overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Streaming with topics are way different from free flow streaming. Pag may topic po kasi medyo formal, unlike free flow, minsan bardagulan lang. That's my stream.
Yeah, in my live stream, not yet bardagulan. It's always
No,
been
it's not
formal.
bardagulan. That's why
Ever since, ever
I
since.
told your viewers when they come to
Yeah.
me that I said,
Mhm.
please, I know we are so formal at Ateran, but when you come to me,
They
please
know my
bardagul
ceviche.
me. It's okay.
That's
Ginutom
why
mo kami
one
kahapon.
one one live stream I was there in the live, I was able to be invited in the live stream, and they said no, Miss Ran is branded with formal show. we
Yeah,
could not have we could not have her with bardagulan. Like,
exactly. Oo. Sa kapag
well,
bardagulan, guys,
mhm, mhm,
napapansin talaga yung comment nyo. Kasi that's how like, I'm a host, right? So when you do the funny thoughts or whatever, jokes in the comment section, that's how I can continue with the flow. I would answer based on what you comment. But here is different because we rely more on the
mhm.
guest, right? Maratisa na tayo, Miss Irene, next time. Oh, punta ka sa live ko. Doon ka.
Yeah, Miss Irene, I think we will not stay long because tomorrow
No, no, I
is
know because yeah, it's late now.
yeah, please say your words if you still have before you go down, before we separate.
Mhm.
We end this live. And yeah, what time check?
So,
What is it now in
uh,
your in your country? Is it 11?
11:52.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, 12.
11:52. Yes,
Oh
yeah,
my
12.
God.
Now I just want to say, guys,
Mm-hmm.
Waray-Waray team, when you come, say your last word, Risa. When you come to my stream, please, parang awan nyo na. Say something, not just the emojis. Awa kayo
Yeah.
sa akin. Please connect with me. I would appreciate that. Treat me
Mm-hmm.
as your friend, and because later on Ate Ran, no, I want to have this casual conversation, just like coffee and talk, or uh, online tagay or something like that, and then we can just talk like friends. And I would love your viewers to come to me and treat me like their friend also. Not
Mm-hmm.
Please don't be so serious, guys, to me. I can't. I do the 1 hour of
Last
seriousness like
word
that.
today, Miss Raisa. Ngayong live na 'to. Oo nga naman. Miss Raisa,
So
oo nga
ngayon,
naman.
ang dami ko
Focus naman.
sinabi.
Last word talaga. Anyway, naantok. I'm
Ayan.
really tired.
Pwede
Well,
Tagalog, Miss
totoo
Irene, pag
yan.
mag...
Actually, I'm
It's
telling
okay.
always,
Tagalog is good.
I always told my team to please, even sa premiere, kasi it's not uh, recognized if they're just
Mm-mm. The
flooding
emojis,
emojis
yeah.
and my team. Dapat talaga they have to participate, or they have to type something related to the topic they are discussing. O, diba?
Dahlia, in my stream, I
Nahihiya
speak
ka ba? Wag
only
na.
Tagalog.
Yeah.
Dahil nag-i-English daw kasi ako. No, in my
At si
stream,
Miss
I speak
Risa,
Tagalog.
no? Baliktad ang
She speak
araw at
English.
gabi. Miss Risa is gising, which is, anong oras na ngayon sa Pilipinas?
That's her work time. This
Okay.
is the work
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, please, that's the only last word I have today. It's a lot of words to say. So,
Pero i-announce
thank you
ko
so much.
ulit, Miss Irene, sa GC namin I'm going to remind them again. Kasi one day, I think nag-premiere si Miss Judy. Ang ganda nung kay Miss Maria Judy premiere. Ang ganda talaga. Pero nakita ko sa mga group ko, they are
Support from
just
Waray-Waray.
flooding. They're just flooding emojis and the banner. And I told them, please, to please remove the banner and now comment.
You have to be your own identity, guys, when you
Mhm.
go to the premiere or other people's stream. Be as your own. And you can still promote Ateran, but more mild, bring yourself, because that's how we will remember you more. If you come and you connect with us or the host, when you connect with the
Ang
host.
bilis kasi di makita. Oo nga, may point din si si Lynn. Hindi makita yung ewan ko ba, nauso din
comment.
kasi yung mga flood na natatakpan na yung mga real comment.
So normally we have to scroll and like that. But please treat us as your friend. When you go to someone's premiere, comment, say something about the video, what you see. Oh, that's a nice red shirt, or just be like that, because we'll remember you more, no? Kapag emojis kasi, naalala ko lang, halimbawa kay Lenny, ay, nakita ko, heart lang. Si Lenny yan?
Hindi, kanta. Lenny kanta.
So, si Dahlia, okay, may mga nagpa-flood din kasing ibang team. So, nakipag-compete ka, Dahlia? Parera ba yan?
Napagalitan.
Dictionary LS. Sige. Tagalog LMGs LS.
It's a good reminder, Miss Irene. Thank you again, because
Yes.
They always forgot what I have told them. Ayan. English kasi.
I speak Tagalog in my stream.
Patay. Huwag kayo kasi mag-i-English. Kaya wala na manonood.
Sila nanguna noon, si Ate Rana at saka si Sir Julius nanguna ng English. Siyempre, nag-English sila. Competitive tayo.
Si Sir Julius lang yun. Hawa-hawa lang. At saka si Miss Irene na.
Nandiyan pa pala Sir Julius. Tara, baba na tayo. Baba na tayo.
Pero thank you so much, Miss Irene.
Thank you din. Thank you for your platform.
Oy, thank you for saying this. Bye.
Bye all.
Guys, maraming salamat at mag-i-end na po tayo at si Sir Julius kumakain na. 12 na pala sa Romania, and dito sa akin it's already 11. At I still have to dinner, kaya mag-end up na po tayo. Miss Risa, nice meeting you here in my channel, and hope to see you on Sunday. Sunday po si Miss, isisalang natin si Miss Risa. At yeah, let's talk about this. So thank you very much, guys. So good morning sa mga taga-Pilipinas, at ako po ay mag-end na. Ang hirap ng gadget na touch. Ayan. Thank you also kay Sir Julius at saka kay Ma'am Joy. At sa lahat ng viewers, Dahlia, Lester, Abril, sa mga moderators natin, ang entry po natin ngayon ay alam nyo na, no? Alam nyo na. So, we will be excited to have Miss Risa on Sunday, 4 o'clock Philippine time. So, see you on Sunday. Guys, thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.